It's that time of year again to talk about controller or keyboard and mouse. We're going to start it off talking about 360-degree movement on controller. This is a dying advantage for controller. As time goes on, you guys are going to value 360-degree movement less and less. As of now, there are 3 or 4 keyboard brands that are making and have made keyboards with 360-degree movement in them. This allows us to have that joystick movement that controller players have, and that is a very big advantage that controller players have over keyboard players, especially in Season 6, considering the skill ceiling is so high for competitive players to, I guess, even compete. And again, the makes that I know that are making keyboards like this are the makes of Razer, SteelSeries, and probably the most popular one is the Wooting keyboards, which were the first people to do it, and they've been doing it since the CSGO days. So, you know, it's not like it's a new thing, it's just becoming more popular because of Fortnite has such a high skill ceiling, and you know, players are going to other games after playing Fortnite for years and getting that whole, I guess, just Fortnite has that different kind of competitive mentality than other games. So when people transition to other games, they're bringing that mentality with them, and it's actually bringing the whole skill ceiling in games higher as a whole, just because of people's Fortnite, I guess, past. But another thing controller players have, and we're going to talk about it real quickly because I know it's a very controversial topic, which is aim assist. Unfortunately, aim assist was nerfed in Season 3 of Chapter 2 for controller players, so it's not as overpowered as it used to be. And obviously before that you had L2 spam, so L2 spam is gone now, Legacy is gone now. All you have is your linear and your exponential. Exponential does give you better aim assist, but linear gives you more consistency. So I have a video on that, I'll pull it up in the top right or something right now, talking about the best settings for controller and stuff like that. It was only made a few weeks ago, so it's still relevant. And you guys have no arm fatigue. You have finger fatigue, but we'll talk about that a bit later. Arm fatigue is when you are using your mouse from your shoulder, and I guess from your shoulder down to your wrist. We have to use our arm a lot as keyboard players, especially if you're a low sensitivity player like me. So when you're playing a tournament for 3 hours, more than likely at the start of the tournament, you're going to be playing better than you are at the end of the tournament. And that is the same for controller players, but usually it's mentally for controller players. Obviously it's mentally for keyboard players too, they're just drained mentally. But we have mouse fatigue, we have arm fatigue, we have finger fatigue, we get wrist cramps, man, it's painful. But I'll go talking about wrist cramps and stuff like that later on, but you guys have no arm fatigue. Actually, speaking of less cramps, I'm going to talk about that right now because I have it on my list. I wasn't looking at my list, so now I am. Less cramps. You guys don't have those cramps I was talking about in your wrist. Your wrists don't go off aching after playing Fortnite for 6-7 hours a day practicing. You guys don't get carpal tunnel. When have you heard a controller player get carpal tunnel in their fingers? A lot of OG, PC gamers from the 80s and 90s, man, they have carpal tunnel to death. They have arthritis. Their fingers are gone. So, you know, you guys don't have to risk that. So it's a lot less draining, I guess, to play. And you have, what I'm going to talk about right now is it's actually easier in life to play controller. Because of keyboard and mouse, it's on a desk and you have to lean forward to play it. Now, there is the Daquan, I believe, strategy where he sits back and puts it on his lap, his keyboard on his lap, but that isn't good either because his arms are just all out of alignment. He's sitting crooked. It's bad for posture. With controller players, man, you can just flake out on a couch playing Fortnite tournaments. Not gonna lie, I've seen people do it, man. I used to do it, and it's way more comfortable. It's way more relaxing, to be honest. And I would prefer to do that, but gotta roll with my keyboard gang now, man. I'm PC, and automatically going PC, I was like, I need to go keyboard and mouse, and I love it every second of it, man. It's really, really good. But continuing on, you guys have it easier side jumps, okay? You've way easier side jumps from that 360-degree movement we talked about earlier. Keyboard players don't really have that. They really don't. It's actually the hardest thing